Okay, here's the question. Have you ever been around someone and nothing bad has happened? They haven't raised their voice, they haven't started an argument, literally nothing has happened. But for some reason, your body, or just you in general, you're preparing for something bad to happen. You're so tensed up. If that sounds like you, lock in. I'm going to teach you how to prioritize your emotional safety. 3 main things we're going to use. Listen, stop performing, and prioritize repair. When you hear emotional safety, you might be thinking you need to stay away from certain people. But no, it's not about avoiding difficult people. The responsibility lies with you to create relationships where your body doesn't always have to feel like it has to be on guard. So you got to make sure you're listening. The reality is your body will always notice things before your brain does. That's why in certain situations, if you've been with a negative person before, you can start to feel anxious before you even see them. The mere thought of having to see this person is triggering you to the point where your body feels a little too ugh. And if you can relate to this, think about it. You can't even explain why you feel anxious before you even meet this person or this thing happens, but you feel it. Lock in on this. Your body remembers what your mind tries to justify. Okay, take for example, you see your partner's notification pop up on your phone, and instead of like smiling like, oh my God, my baby, your stomach drops. Not because they've done anything wrong at all, but because every conversation you've had with them has probably been negative, probably hurt, probably been difficult, to the point where now you see a notification and your body has now learned to expect a bad conversation. And this is so common because maybe you express how you feel about something and somehow the conversation becomes you're the one at fault. So now you've been triggered and your body starts preparing for that confrontation, that conversation, before your mind actually realizes nothing's happening. I mean, you haven't even opened the text, but the mere look at the name is triggering. That is information. Do not ignore it. In situations like this, you need to get curious. You need to start asking yourself, what pattern has my body already noticed? Because your body isn't always telling you you're in danger. Danger might not be the thing that's always happening, but it's telling you something and you have to start paying attention to it. So the very first thing I need you to understand, listen to what your body is saying. Don't ignore what it keeps trying to tell you. Your body will know before your mind does. Gotta stop performing. This one is so subtle because you don't even realize it's happening. You know, it's one of those things that happens slowly and it's not one of those big grand gestures. Okay, take for example, you're in this negative space or something bad has happened or is happening and you notice yourself become quieter. You're less emotional. You don't bring certain topics up. You're easy to agree with them so you can avoid certain interactions. You stop making certain jokes. You know, you don't ask for certain things anymore because you want to avoid all of that. And the reality is you didn't change. You want to do all these things, but you've now learned that shrinking yourself was way better than dealing with the reaction from the other person. Okay, let's use a really good example. Let's say you're the type of person to talk about your hobbies to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your friends, anyone, right? And every time you bring that up, you're excited. The other person rolls their eyes, or they act uninterested. They act like you're a bother, or they change the subject, or they make you feel silly for talking about that thing. You will eventually stop bringing that thing up. It's not because you stopped loving that person. It is because you have now stopped feeling safe sharing things with these people or person. And this is one I find really common, especially in arguments and relationship dynamics. When your partner has done something to hurt you, instead of saying, hey, this hurt me, you now convince yourself, okay, you know what? It's not that big of a deal, right? I don't want to cause an argument. I'm going to keep it to myself. You know, or you think you're going to get a certain reaction. You think it's not going to go well. So now you've trained yourself to shrink. That is not peace. That is self-abandonment. And it is so important I say this to you, but you need to say that thing. The more you hold things in, regardless how difficult or uncomfortable that conversation is, it will eventually lead to resentment. If you have not seen my communication video, I highly suggest you watch that if you have a hard time speaking up. But I want you to try this instead, right? When something happens, I want you to speak up to your partner and say something like, hey, when that thing happened, it hurt me. Can we talk about it? If a person cares about you, see now, they may not respond perfectly, right? We're human. However, if a person cares about you, they will be willing to understand you, because love should never require you to disappear just to keep the love. If you feel like you have to shut down, you have to hide things, keep things to yourself for the sake of love, that is not love. Love does not demand that. So remember this, if you have to become a different version of yourself just to keep someone around, you're paying way too much. The price is way too much. Do not abandon yourself. Do not pretend to be someone you're not. Lock in. You have to prioritize repair. See, this is the nuance, okay? This is the nuance. Because I need you to realize that emotionally safe relationships, they will still have arguments. You will still make mistakes. There will still be misunderstandings between one another. The difference between an emotionally safe space and an emotionally not safe space is that repair still happens. Take, for example, you tell your partner, hey, this thing you did hurt me. Instead of your partner saying something like, well, you're overreacting or you're too sensitive. And if you didn't know, you need to know now. That is the wrong approach. And if you're getting that from your partner, you either need to do something about that or do nothing and walk away, because no. But a partner that actually cares about you or is focused on your emotional safety would say something like, okay, help me understand you, or apologize, to see they've seen how their actions have impacted you. Okay, I'm sorry. Help me understand exactly what it is you feel. Because here's the catch. When things like that happen, your body, your nervous system, it learns it can speak up about things. I can bring up hard conversations here. I don't have to stay quiet. I don't have to make sure my words come out so perfect every single time. That is emotional safety. It's not about finding someone who will never hurt you. It's about finding someone who will help you repair, who will repair when they do. So remember, the healthiest relationships, the healthiest dynamics are not the ones without conflict. Everyone has conflict. The healthiest ones are the ones where conflict happens, but you can still feel safe enough to bring things up because they can repair, because you're not losing your voice. You can still speak. Before we finish this video, I want you to audit your relationship. Certain questions I want you to ask yourself. Can I say no without feeling guilty? Can I say I don't want to do something and not feel bad about it? Or better yet, without them making me feel bad about it? Can I disagree with them without fearing their reaction? Can they bring something to you, right? And you're not on the same page. Can you speak up about that without the conversation going left? Can I be honest without rehearsing every single conversation in my head? Can you say something about how you feel about something and understand and know in your heart that, okay, I don't have to think too much about this. I can speak up and they will listen to me. Can I make a mistake without feeling humiliated? Is my partner going to ridicule me, shrink me and make me feel small because I messed up? Or is this a safe space? If those questions made you pause, made you think, or you had negative answers, that is something worth understanding. That is exactly what I help people with one-on-one. Sometimes you don't need more advice. Sometimes you need someone to help you connect the dots. That's what I do. If that sounds interesting to you, click the link in the bio or the description and book a sesh. Let's get to work. So here's the framework one more time. You gotta listen to your body. You will always feel something before your mind understands it. Stop performing for acceptance. You do not have to shrink yourself. If you're shrinking yourself, that is not a safe space. You are betraying who you are and you're no longer comfortable with you. That is worth prioritize repair over perfection. If you're someone who is on the other side of this, this is important. Create a safe space for your partner. Create a safe space for your friend. They should not have to feel like things go left and the resolution will not happen. Emotional safety is not about finding people who will never hurt you. It's about finding people who you can feel safe with, who you can speak up about things with, who you know they will try to repair things with you if things do happen, if they do hurt you. I hope this has helped someone in one way or another create some clarity, create some awareness, or just better yet, learn how to do things better. This is just the point. This is my goal, to equip people with the skills, the awareness necessary to do better. I believe in you, and you can always talk to me. As always, I'm Cam, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and really quick, I've got like a full list of how-tos, but if there's anything specifically you would like a how-to on, I'm more than happy. Let me know. Bye.